This is Part 2 Episode 146. True Yang Emperor, Tong Nan Emperor, Jade Emperor. The watchman Bevan bowed respectfully. Has Luo Feng's battle on the third level already begun? Jade asked. It's just about to, he just reached the end of the third level. The watchman Bevan said. Bevan was the watchman of the entire Heavenly Bridge. He was the most familiar with everybody's conditions and progress. Even True Yang or Tong Nan Emperor, that level of absolute warriors, they couldn't immediately detect others battling on the bridge. They all relied on Bevan. Broadcast his battle situation. Jade emphasized. Yes. Bevan waved his hand and a 10 long and 8 wide screen immediately appeared. The footage on it was a heavenly bridge shrouded in white mist. Luo Feng was standing and staring at the mist. It's about to begin. Jade's eyes gleamed. Looking at his form, he seems confident. True Yang smiled. He probably isn't using close combat this time. Tong Nan replied. Three absolute beings all watched the screen. Jade Emperor was watching under the orders of the Nine-Blade Knight, monitoring the progress and prospects of the new batch. Tong Nan Emperor was simply following Jade and True Yang over to watch. True Yang was the one who truly wanted to watch this, as Luo Feng was a youth with good prospects from the Nine Universe Tablet sect. Let me see your progress from these 10 years. I knew you training in floating blood was the right choice. True Yang thought within. At the end of the third level. I choose. Luo Feng looked at the mist before him, controller. The large mist before him reacted, just like the previous two levels. A black liquid flew out and immediately formed a black-clothed man. This one was on a dark cloud shuttle, carrying a golden long rod. His mask revealed his eyes that were locked on Luo Feng. You wish to pass the third level. Right? Luo Feng smiled. Rumble, immediately golden energy rippled around him. The dark golden long rod behind him immediately shot out beams of gold light. This immediately formed 9 blades covered in light. These 9 blades acted as the foundation and resonated with each other, causing countless amounts of blade energy to emanate, almost like an army being directed. Nanshan Armament third level, Heavenly Blade, also Blade Domain. Compared to before, Luo Feng was truly able to control this blade domain like his own arm. The energy within it gathered into one body. Heavenly Blade. The black-clothed man laughed coldly. Rumble, the black-clothed man's surroundings too began to fill with golden energy. In an instant, a similar blade domain was formed. The two round blade domains clashed time and again, causing large amounts of blade energy to ripple about. On the beautiful island, the tall and sturdy True Yang Emperor, the skinny Tong Nan Emperor, the beautiful Jade Emperor all watched the broadcast on the screen and laughed. Ha ha, this punk, he is treating the Heavenly Bridge as a chance to learn and advance further. True Yang laughed loudly. Jade Emperor nodded, his movement has already reached the third level. 100 threads. But just relying on this 100 thread level, he shouldn't be able to so easily dodge the Nanshan Armament's attack. The main thing is Luo Feng. His movement has obviously begun to comprehend the foundation of the universe space law. Hence, every movement he makes resonates with that. Right, he's truly begun to understand it. Tong Nan Emperor nodded. The foundation of the universe space origin law, he's gotten a glimpse of it already. True Yang smiled and nodded. What kind of level were these three people? They were all given the title emperors. They were beings that could immediately receive the title of eternal member within Primal Chaos City, far exceeding that General 13 from before, or the Yunmo Planet Master. If Luo Feng could be said to have begun to understand a bit of the foundation of the universe space law, then these three could be said to have reached the absolute foundation of either the space or time laws. They were just a little step away from completely understanding them fully, hence they could naturally see Luo Feng's progress. Touching a little of the foundation of the law. As long as he doesn't fall, his accomplishments in the future won't be bad at all. Jade Emperor smiled and complimented. Look at how beautiful his movement is, that arc movement is so clean and precise. It follows the time ripple arc. True Yang complimented and exclaimed, even that Bolan, studying both time and space, his movement was able to produce close to 10,000 images. Yet, that arc isn't as perfect and precise. Jade nodded and smiled. Luo Feng was using the 100 threads movement. With the grasp he had on the space law foundation, every time the opponent's golden huge blade pierced towards him, he would follow the most perfect and optimal route to dodge. Almost like the undercurrent of the ocean, using the least energy and method to swim. His 9 blades converged into one. When compared to mine, it is indeed different. Luo Feng relied on the heavenly blade formation and movement to block, simultaneously observing and studying the opponent on how he used the Nan Shan armament. Firstly, his 9 blades fusion is more condensed. This reflects his stronger understanding of the raindrop picture. Floating Blood once mentioned that passing the 3rd level is a breakthrough. I didn't expect that from the 4th level onwards, even the scenery changes. Luo Feng laughed as he flew up and rushed towards the grey squall. In the center of the beautiful island. That easily. Jade Emperor was shocked. It should not be that simple. He only managed to get a glimpse of the foundation of the law. It shouldn't be that simple to defeat the 3rd level. Tong Nan Emperor too was shocked. It's his consciousness. Truyang Emperor's eyes gleamed. His consciousness strength is a few times stronger than any other universe level 1 genius. And because of this, when he controls his weapon, its power is stronger by quite a bit than what's expected. Luo Feng's consciousness was the golden horned beast's consciousness. Strong. That was normal. While Truyang, Jade and Tong Nan were discussing, waiting beside them was Bevan, who thought within, according the orders from above to promote competition amongst this batch of geniuses. I have to send this information out to Rong Jun, Jiulai Shi, Bolan etc. Watchman Bevan immediately sent the news of Luo Feng passing the 3rd level to the group of geniuses training hard. Rong Jun, Jiulai Shi, Bolan, Qian Shui, Dao, Jiu Sai Luo, Wuke. They all received the news at exactly the same time. Rong Jun was within the training grounds in the primal universe. This was a luxurious universe city. Within a skyscraper's balcony. It's been over 10 years since we've come to Primal Chaos City. Barefooted, messy-haired Rong Jun, who wielded the ground-splitting blade, was standing at the top of the skyscraper, and was surveying the city below. This was a city he was extremely familiar with, and he had many good memories. Father. Rong Jun muttered softly. How long? How much longer will it take for me to become an undying and for me to regain the name Tumen? How long more before I can kill that bastard? Rong Jun said softly, Father, this is hard for me, my heart feels very heavy. His eyes were filled with tears. I have to bear with it. I will endure, in the virtual universe company. I will become the most exceptional talent in our generation. Right now compared to Bolan I am weaker. However, in 50 years, 100 years, 1,000 years, I will definitely exceed him. Until finally, I will have the strength to personally kill that bastard myself. I will go to his imperial planet, break into his god country and destroy everything that belongs to him, allowing him to regret as he faces death. Gripping his fists, tears in his eyes. This grudge was carved into his soul, and he had to vent it out once in a while. Rumble. Rong Jun waved his hand. Immediately the simulated image disappeared, returning to the vast endless training grounds. This training ground had a length and width of a few hundred kilometers, and was even larger than Luo Feng's. Teacher demonstrated the first form for me. As long as I pass the 3rd level, at least I can go listen to the classes from the others in the huge axe tablet sect. This will in turn increase my improvement speed even further. Rong Jun thought, with my strength, I should be able to pass the 3rd level in the next couple of years. Right now, my only aim is to exceed Bolan. Rong Jun thought. As for the others, he felt no threat from them at all as he had passed the 2nd level in his 4th year. This speed far exceeded everybody else. Rong Jun looked down curiously at the screen on his arm. On it displayed a new message, causing him to be suspicious. It's a mail from Watchman Bevan. Did someone else break through? Everybody else passed the 2nd level after me, and the 3rd level is much harder than the 2nd. They can't be earlier than me. Is it Bolan? But Bolan just passed the 4th level half a year ago. As it goes further, the difficulty rises greatly. It'll be at least 10 years before he has any hopes of passing the 5th level. Filled with curiosity, Rong Jun ordered, open. The mail automatically opened. Luo Feng, for whom this was the first time attempting the Heavenly Bridge in 10 years, had just passed both 2nd and 3rd levels. He is now attempting the 4th level. Rong Jun immediately stared wide-eyed. My God. The third, he has passed the 3rd level. Rong Jun couldn't believe it. I passed both the 1st and 2nd levels earlier than him, and I even had a teacher to instruct me after. How can it be? Madman, Rong Jun stared wide-eyed, filled with shock. After Luo Feng's explosion, amongst the group of geniuses, Bolin had passed the 4th level and Rong Jun and the other 7 had passed the 2nd, everybody else had only passed the 1st. One had to know. Of the 7 who passed the 2nd level, Long Yun was in the primal region. Dao, Jiolai Shi and Jiu Sai Luo were from the heaven and ground region. The only ones from the absolute beginning were Rong Jun, Qian Shui and Wu Ke. That meant that the others that entered the absolute beginning region Jiang Mo, Lancelot and Ari Chen etc. were still stuck at the 1st level. Not possible. How can this madman improve so much? Our heaven and ground region has close to 100 people. Their difference from Luo Feng shouldn't be that huge. How can it be like this? When the news of Luo Feng's breakthrough spread, it made the group of geniuses that were secretly competing all stunned. Luo Feng had already begun his 4th level attempt. Amidst the dark squall, the bridge was engulfed in the mad winds. Luo Feng stood at the bridge and his eyes gazed at the distant end of the squall. From within a voice resounded, "Choose your opponent, fighter, controller, hypnotist, choose anyone, defeating him will allow you to attempt the 5th level." Controller. Luo Feng said directly. Before that silver-clothed man, the 1,600 little blades floated about with some distance. With countless complex golden threads weaving through them, the entire appearance of the pillar was extremely complex, almost like a totem pillar altogether. Nanshan armament 4th form, optimum power. This, no wonder he only has one move. Luo Feng was staring with eyes wide open. The 4th form is extremely difficult. To form a totem pillar, the requirements on space and gold laws are extremely high. It means to completely put the blade domain into that totem pillar, and once unleashed, it will have unbelievable amounts of power. The totem pillar had extreme power. The moment it was formed, a casual swing could decimate a large mountain or ocean and create a tsunami. Receive it. The silver-clothed man roared. I will see just how strong this move is. Luo Feng stood on the dark cloud shuttle and unleashed his 100-thread movement. His movement was already mystical and perfect. While dodging, he swiftly unleashed the heavenly blade 9 blades into one. That golden huge blade immediately formed an arc and pierced towards the silver-clothed man. With some comprehension of the space law foundation, Luo Feng's attack was extremely fast. Before, when he used the illusionary 7 blades, Dutchman's pipe to pass the 2nd level, the opponent could only rely on his 2 blades to madly defend himself, basing his defense on luck to deflect Luo Feng's attacks. However, while the actual final pierce seemed simple, it was so fast the opponent couldn't even react. During the 3rd level, it was similarly absurdly fast, and along with his consciousness strength advantage, he killed his opponent. Rumble, the huge totem pillar began to roll. The surrounding space was instantly warped. At this point, the totem pillar rolling seemed to suppress the surrounding space. The pillar was simply too huge. With a slight roll, it closed a huge distance and clashed with Luo Feng's golden huge blade. With just one clash, the huge blade was immediately knocked apart and separated back into 9 blades. The totem pillar in mid-air immediately swept over, and the space warped around affecting Luo Feng's movement. It's too fast. Luo Feng couldn't even dodge, and the pillar immediately clashed with his body. 4th level, failure. Heavenly Bridge, center of the island. Truyang Emperor, Jade Emperor and Tongnan Emperor watched the screen floating before them. The battle was extremely short, and within a few seconds it was over. It's normal for him to lose. Truyang nodded. Tongnan spoke too. The Nanshan armament has a total of 9 forms. However, they are split into 3 main levels. The 1st form to 3rd form, the 4th to 6th and finally the 7th to 9th. The 3rd form is ultimately still based on the 1st level, and the 4th's power is obviously much higher. It's normal for him to lose. He's only been training in Primal Chaos City for 10 years, we can't expect too much. Jade smiled. Just 10 years and he's gotten a glimpse of the essence of the space law, and his consciousness level is that strong. An unexpected surprise. This Luo Feng is an unexpected surprise from my trip here. He's even stronger than Rong Jun. From what I see, he might be able to surpass Bolin in the future. Truyang said. Tongnan Emperor and Jade Emperor both laughed. Anyway, I'm expecting great things from him. Truyang said. At this time, at the center of the island, Rong Jun appeared, and following him, the fat warrior Dao, Wu Ke, many more started to appear. Truyang Emperor, Tong Nan Emperor and Jade Emperor couldn't help but laugh as they saw the group of youths arrive. At that same time, they left the virtual universe and disappeared. Mr. Bevan. Wuka shouted, Luo Feng passed the third level. A group of human youths of different races looked at Watchman Bevan. Watchman Bevan smiled, yes, just now. The fourth level? Savage Rong Jun asked. Immediately the group around him held their breaths. Luo Feng passing the third level was already high enough. If he passed the fourth level too, the group would probably crumble. No matter how big the difference, it shouldn't be that huge. He was not successful. Watchman Bevan said. That's good. The group let out sighs of relief. At least he was still within range of chasing, however, after which many of them began feeling helpless. They were all absolute geniuses within the universe, and right now they were forced by someone to feel like they couldn't keep up. Before coming to Primal Chaos City, he and I didn't have too much of a difference in strength. But now, I can't even pass the second level and yet, he's past the third already. Jiang Mo gripped his fists tight. Shrouded in chaos energy, the ancient city that had been around for trillions of years, Primal Chaos City. I'm really not used to long hair. Luo Feng waved his hand, a sharp energy wrapped around it and he swiftly cut his hair to its original short state, following which he jumped down from the balcony onto the alley. Luo Feng, you've successfully passed both the second and third level. You've been rewarded 6,000 points and another 2 chances to study the tablet. What are your plans? Within his mind Barbata's voice resounded. I've passed the third level. Since that is the case, I have the right to go listen to the strong warriors give classes. Luo Feng smiled, as for the 6,000 points, I cannot waste them. It's only because I am a newcomer that I get 10 times the amount. When I leave Primal Chaos City, I am afraid that acquiring points would be extremely difficult. Points, I can only acquire them according to the Virtual Universe Company's methods, hence I have to save them. As for the 2 times of study, it's been about 10 years since I've studied the 9 Universe tablet. Since I have many questions by now, I'll go use one of those chances today. Luo Feng walked in the alley, very quickly reaching a main path. As for the second chance, there's no rush at all. I'll use it in the future. His movement was like lightning, very quickly reaching the entrance of the city leader's residence. This territory was huge. Luo Feng followed the familiar paths quickly to the huge secret room alley. Following that route, he could see the huge bronze doors along the side, and he very quickly reached the one with the words 9 Universe. Lord Kandeli. Luo Feng bowed at the 3-eyed guard before the door. Kandeli smiled and nodded, after which he closed his eyes for a second and opened them. Not bad, you've improved quite a bit, you have 2 chances to study now. I'm prepared to use one now. Luo Feng emphasized. Within the room, the chaos energy revolved around a huge primal chaos tablet. Every chance to study this is extremely valuable. Even though there are many people in Primal Chaos City, occasionally requiring us to queue and wait to enter, however at times there's only me. Luo Feng immediately rushed to stand before the tablet. His gaze landing on the first picture of the tablet, the raindrop picture. That picture had 9 drops, and hiding within it was unbelievable amounts of power and mystery, immediately captivating Luo Feng's attention and consciousness within. At this time, Luo Feng's 3 bodies were all immersed in the raindrop picture. Every drop represented different simulations within their minds. However, there was only one drop that held no more mystery to Luo Feng. He had completely seen through and comprehended that one drop's foundation. Raindrop picture. There were a total of 9 drops and mysteries. When normal warriors studied the raindrop picture, as long as they understood each mystery, they could use it and that would be considered as passing. Luo Feng, however, was not satisfied with just that. He wanted to completely study its foundation and comprehend it fully. For example, in a test paper, there were normal questions and extra questions. Finishing all the normal ones would get 100 points. If one finishes all that and the extra ones too, they would get 150 points. Normal warriors' comprehension of the raindrop picture would usually only reach the 100 points level. And right now Luo Feng had about 90 points worth towards the other 8 drops. As for the 1 drop, he had reached the 150 points level. The 9 drops, if one understood all of them, normally they could pass the 3rd level. Luo Feng, however, had 8 of them close to a passing level, and 1 of them fully perfected. What I must do now is not to rush into studying the drizzling rain picture, but to completely reach the perfection level for the raindrop picture. Luo Feng was very clear on what he needed to do. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.